the Flames Nation YouTube. Boomer, Rhett Warner, Ryan Pinder. As we get into it on a game day for the Calgary Flames. Helmets.
Monday game day.
Get your helmets on. It is a game day. 2 games against Floridians, 2 games against Californians, and then a little jolly ho-ho for the Calgary Flames. How we doing, everybody? Warner, what's going on? How was Detroit?
So damn good.
Yeah?
You know, Detroit was good. We pumped a bunch of teams. We lost one. We lost one. We were hungover. So, I mean, you got to...
The kids were hungover?
Can't handle their booze like they used to.
That's right. They don't know how to battle through it.
Yeah.
Can't play guilty.
We talked about it last week. You were one of the best at playing guilty. So who better than you to lead those?
And I'm trying to teach you. It takes time. Come February, we'll be ready.
Dean, if it was easy, everyone would do it. It's not easy.
You can't just build that level of resistance and first just being able to bounce back overnight. So do you get medals or how does it work? Do you get get a trophy?
We're all about the glory of just sweet victory. We don't need medals. We don't need high fives. We go about our business, Dean.
Yeah,
professionals. When we battle and win, come back and sacrifice and pay the price. There's only one thing we want, and that's a national championship.
Don't want to be greedy.
Yeah, nothing to it. So how do we get there? When does that, what's the likelihood of that happening?
It's going to be you're going to have to play good hockey. We beat what? You asked.
No, I thought, it was a bad media question. You're right.
Seriously, yeah. It's not the generic spewed awful answers. It's the bad media questions.
I just need to play well and one game
one shift at a time, Rhett. That's
right.
Game by game. Don't get too high, don't get too low, and hopefully play our best game. And I haven't said anything, and I'm just saying words.
Now, Ryan, you as well were part of a sporting weekend for your kids.
Yeah, with a big Q9 tournament in Canmore. Fellas played very well. We had the bus legs going Friday against the monsters from Beaumont, Alberta. But after that, a very solid tournament.
Yeah. Were they smoking on the bench?
No, but one of them actually had to shave on the bench. It was awkward. I haven't seen that before. It's getting long and it's getting stuck in his teeth.
Yeah. Old Beaumont, the hometown of former Medicine Hat GM Rick Carrier. You remember Rick Carrier retro?
I don't know if I
head coach GM. Good guy. I like Rick. Every time he would come on when I was doing the Rebels games, he'd come on and he'd say hi to his mom would always listen in Beaumont. She knew that if the Tigers were in town, then Rick was probably coming on the radio with me. So he'd always say hi to mom in Beaumont. I'm sure she's dead now, but
would that be the Steve Cheraderic era? Like are we
I'm trying to think. No, a little after that. This would have been the Chris St. Jacques, Cam Barker, Chris Russell, Kevin Nastiuk era, sort of. Yeah,
Nastiuk.
Yeah, that era for sure. Well, one of us.
You were playing sports, I'm sure, too, Dean.
Yeah, I was playing some pocket pool. Oh, hey, right ball, corner pocket. Aye.
So good weekend then.
Great weekend,
yeah. Did you
one of us apparently cares about Christmas and some of us don't.
I wasn't home. I feel shitty. I feel shitty about it. I know what you're going to say. I agree with you. The texts have gone out. It's going to be fixed. I apologize. I'll be better.
I like my mug.
This was the new one this year. It's right from the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Remember the Rankin Bass?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's a good looking
Santa Claus. Who actually Santa, kind of an asshole in that Rankin Bass one, if you remember.
Yeah,
because he brings.
It's convenient to have Rudolph as your friend, and you're nice to him all of a sudden. Sure.
Yeah. So Rudolph,
all of a sudden you're being nice now.
If he wants to be part of my sleigh team, he's got to figure out this red nose. And he goes in to listen to the kids doing ho ho ho. We are Santa's elves. He's like, oh, you guys are off tune. I don't know. It just doesn't sound very good. So he's just bitching everybody out.
He's got a high standard. He expects a lot from his people. There's nothing wrong with that. We're too soft nowadays. We need more people like it. That's how I am with the kids.
Dean is our Santa. He's not actually grumpy. He's just holding us to high standards.
Ho, 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 ho. The island of misfit toys. I think that's
Why
what
does
we
this guy
are.
walk by my house and eyeball it every day around this time? Is he
he
another
wants to see
Rob
Vrana.
Ray
I
character?
told, yeah.
Where you get the
Razor?
or what?
I mean, is he concussed? How is he? Have you checked on him at all?
Made it on a road trip. They kind of followed the Flames almost. They played after the Flames were in Colorado. They were in Colorado, and then they were in Vegas.
Oh dear.
We just got
I saw
back.
they were below the Flames in points percentage this morning. That's
Also,
probably not where they want to be.
I talked to them on Saturday, and they were in the Mullet,
Nice.
Oh, yes.
the Moulet, and he said it is wicked.
Yeah.
Wicked.
It is
Looking
horrible
good.
for hockey-related revenue and owners and the PA getting more money for
But
their
we
players.
don't give a shit about
It
that.
is sensational
about
if you
that.
want to
Ryan
watch a
does.
hockey game.
Ryan really does. We don't.
Yes.
No, like I just said before, I was rudely interrupted, which would never happen on the show, especially
What?
to other people. Excellent for fans, which is why we're going. Which is why it was number one on my list. We got to get there before that team implodes or moves.
Let's talk about it, Jack. Coming up January 11th to 13th, we are going to the Mullet Arena. It is located in, I guess it's Phoenix, but it's what, Tempe? What are they?
It's Tempe.
Yeah,
It's Tempe.
Tempe.
They're two different places.
There's Phoenix and Mesa and
Can't be
Tempe,
both.
and you've got
Chandler.
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 There's Surprise and Glendale. It's all kind. There's
Fountain Hills.
Fountain Hills. Anyway, we're going. You should come too.
Yeah.
Very few spots remain on the Barn Burner Vacation, the inaugural Barn Burner Vacation. We are going to Phoenix or Tempe or
Greater Phoenix,
Fountain
dude.
Hills,
It's
or
really
whatever
easy.
it is.
Go on to Arizona.
We're going to watch the Flames take on the Coyotes at the Mullet Arena. We've got your tickets to the game. We've got your flights. We got your hotels. We got your transportation to and from the airport. $12.99. We just kept it. We just kept the price. We went black or whatever it was, Black Friday. You know what?
Keep it.
Let's just sell the son of a bitch out and let's keep it.
You guys want to see
And
the
it's going to
shovel?
be sold out. It is going to be a sellout, and we are looking forward to it. Getting out of town, it'll be just perfect because we all look forward to the holidays, but there's going to be some fatigue that sets in. It's going to be when are we?
It's a Black Monday that Red always
Not
talks
everyone
about.
looks forward to
I
the
need-
holidays like you, Dean.
I need the house to be empty again. We just need things to settle on down. Oh, and we've got this trip to Phoenix coming up. Man, it's going to be great. And I don't think they're going to royally, because we didn't know when we announced it. We didn't know what to expect from this
What's
Flames
gonna
team.
happen here? Yeah.
Are they going to be really bad? Are they going to be really good? And I think for a while we figured this might be a tough watch. Not so much. This is a very
No, they've been
entertaining
fun to
Flames
watch.
team. These Coyotes, they're plucky. This is going to be a heck of a hockey game. We'd love to have you come along again, January 11th to 13th. Go to our website, nationgear.ca, and book your spot. And the Barn Burner Vacation is presented by Alberta Blue Cross. Alberta Blue Cross, it's all about memorable moments.
Mhm.
Only one thing better than sharing memories, and that is making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. There you go. Be a heck of a Christmas gift. I say it all the
Bring
time.
your dad. Bring your dad. Bring
Why
your
not?
son.
Bring
your brother. Bring your uncle.
whoever you need to. Bring
your
him.
side piece. Whatever you need.
Did anybody watch the game on Saturday?
Yeah, we got some bits and pieces. They had that and the Oilers game going on. So we had some dueling screens for a while at the old Canmore Hotel.
Excuse me.
Both great results.
I honestly, talk about going 2 for 2. Love to see it.
Why?
Flames win. Oilers lose. What was it? 5-1. Heck of a night.
We've got some relatives of some people in power with the Oilers on the team trying to sway the group. It's a good night for learning lessons for these young men.
It really is. Yeah. Let this be a lesson to you. Lesson to you all.
I watched
yeah.
the Flames in 9 or whatever it is on the
Little highlight pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd
How
you
they
think
do
of
it?
It was great.
Did they win that one too?
They were giving her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us
Dialed
your
in.
thoughts.
What stood out to you?
Great start. Loved that Zary. Just
Yeah.
the stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah, the old 7-hole there. What a shot.
It's infectious. It's infectious.
I'm falling for this guy. Like it's becoming a
How could you
thing.
not? How could
You
you
know,
not?
It's like, oh, this guy's maybe better than we thought. Kind of forgot about him. And when we talk about prospects, it's a bit about Coronado and Pelche and all these other guys. Jeez, yeah, this guy's pretty good. Then he gets there. Oh, he got a, hey, look at this. He got a goal. Standing in the blue paint, got a nice little fat rebound. That's good for him. You know what? At least now he'll be able to say he scored in the show, no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And then a few more points, and then it continues to go. And then this guy might
next
be
thing
good,
you know, you're getting Calder votes.
This guy's he's making.
Have me? I've got him.
I was going to say, and if he doesn't dump it in, he's going to make a low percentage pass to the slot where Kadri is, because that's Kadri. I'm the rookie. I got it. No, that's been the thing with this guy. I said it on Afterburner the other night. This guy has been holding on to pucks and trying to make plays, trying to be creative, trying to make something happen right from game one.
Old Darren Romerdahl.
Huh? You think that's what it is, Romer?
For shizzle.
Really?
Got right through. Don't throw pucks. Hang on to pucks. Make plays. Yeah.
Carry it to the net. Go to the net. I mean, we're having some fun, but we're not BSing awesome. Here. It's true.
He's making really good plays. High skilled, always in the action.
That game against Vancouver, Ryan, I know you and Cammy did Afterburner that night, but he makes that play at the point where he holds off his check.
Yep.
And there again, it would have been easy. Don't turn it over. Just dump it. Just get rid of it. Don't turn it over.
Patient.
He's holding the guy off. He's trying to make a play. He's always thinking about trying to create, and he's obviously got the ability to do that. So there again, that was a huge goal because the Tampa showed how quickly and easily they can score at times. Bang, bang. When you have Stamkos, Kucherov, and Braden Point and that sort of thing.
Second in points per game for rookies in the NHL, only Bedard better. And that's, given he's only played 21 games, 16 points. That's impressive.
And you wanted to write him off. And you wanted to throw him out with the wash.
Who wanted to write who off?
Why do you hate Connor Zary, Pinder? What? Me?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Yeah, it's been a great start. It's how we're happy for him. It's not going to last, but it was.
I don't think that's what I said.
The only one on the show, folks, that said, don't keep your sights so low for this young man. With good coaching, he might turn into something. And clearly, that's what's happening.
Well, so he's been calling you. That's cool.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Retro. Being a coach, it's kind of like being a host. Sometimes you have to put people in a position to succeed. So I'll lead things a certain way. I don't know if this guy's going to be any good, but at least, it's a good start. Trying to get some reaction out of you guys.
It's really hard. We don't have a lot of opinions. Look, we didn't know what to expect. I would think this is safe to say this has exceeded anyone's greatest hopes for what he could do in his first 20-some games. No?
Not mine.
Exactly.
Well, aside from the three of us. I mean, but everyone else.
Here's what I need to know. We need to get Conroy. We got to figure out, is he keeping the number? Because if he is, get your Zary jerseys.
We do need to know that. Yeah. If you got to spend Berchi at home, I feel like you could easily throw a Zary over top of that name bar.
Is that what it was? Was he 47?
I think he was, yeah.
Poor Sven.
Swine.
Oh.
Old bear cheese.
Is the shoveler just handing you random decorations from the basement?
He's getting his nuts cracked as we speak.
Yeah, that one's not even in the shot. Okay, yeah, very festive.
Tell the shoveler to say hi, Rhett. Get her on the show.
Shoveler doesn't like you, too.
There, see, it's even. Now, Pinder, what's your problem? What's your excuse?
Who's in charge of set design here?
Yeah.
What's the matter with Pinder?
What is? Oh, it's a Christmas card.
What is it?
Well, it's clearly Die Hard.
Yeah. It's the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Or he's not a Christmas movie.
Great Christmas movie. Yeah.
So begin your fight now. Commence.
But no, if he's keeping the number, then you get a Zary jersey. But you'd hate for him to. Now I'm going to be do what Coronado did.
Which is what?
He went from 39 to 23 or whatever the heck.
Well, I remember Walker Duer went from like 61 to 71 or something idiotic. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep your number. It's okay for that to be your number, right? When you come into the league. Yeah, it's a training camp number, but now it's your number.
See, I like it for Big Red. He's definitely got to keep 98 because
98.
That's like you're a 7th rounder. You got to like make that a point of pride, like chip on your shoulder. They didn't think I could play. Look at this training camp number. Well, he's in the minors now. But anyway, you get my point.
I was going to say,
a first rounder is a different pedigree. Like if Zary wants something sexier, he can do that.
And I like the number, to be honest.
Don't
I
mind
think it looks.
It's a
I
little-
don't mind it at all.
Yeah, he wore 47 in Calgary. Then Sven went to 27 for one season.
This is
went to
boring.
Vancouver went back to 47.
What are we
and then-
talking about his number? You should get. I can't see you guys.
I was going to say,
You can't see us, eh?
yeah.
Imagine how we're doing. Maybe less is more. Hey, Dean.
Let's
you're
call Conroy and just say you're not allowed.
Look at
It-
this shit.
You're just another decoration or
turn
two
on?
from us not seeing you at all. So we're on the right track. Now you had that on last year for the Holiday Spirits show.
I gotta buy. I gotta go buy new shit every year.
Well, no.
That's
no,
the
you don't.
shovel's job, no? What are all those delivery trucks?
I'm
Well, you
stuck.
got your
dropping
you got
off?
your headphones caught in there.
Speaking
Yeah.
of,
Mhm.
we have a tentative booze list for Friday's show.
Really?
We do. We can rejig the order a little here or there. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. We had some pretty good stuff last year, but there have been some tweaks, and I've got a couple little wrinkles that I think you're going to like.
Okay, so what day do we want to unveil the list? Because the show is going to be on Friday.
The show's Friday. We can talk about it today. We could have a board done up for tomorrow if you'd like.
See? There you go.
Jesus, Rhett.
Joy.
Joy. That's you.
I like the bare legs. That's nice.
Oh,
And I do the joy is very apropos. It's very good. Because if there's one thing we are and bring,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of joy.
That's what
Yeah.
we're best at, really.
It's really what we're best at.
Yeah.
You know what's not boring?
Mm.
Scoring goals. How about 6 of them? How about 6 of them
In like 5 games or so?
in like 5 games or so? How about Yegor Sharangovich?
Holy
You
cow.
said it the other day. I brought it up to Cammy Kepke the other night. The Tyler Toffoli trade. What did the Flames get for Tyler Toffoli from New Jersey? Well, they got a third and Yegor Sharangovich. And
No.
you said, Pinder, you know what they got? You got that
Sharangovich.
backwards.
And
They
a
got
third.
Yegor Sharangovich and a third.
And a third.
It's the minor details, but I think that's bang on.
It wasn't a third, and we'll find a guy. It was they liked this guy stretching back to a year prior. They watched him tumble down the depth chart in New Jersey, but then he also spent like a month on the 4th line. So it's been a bit of a journey here, hasn't it?
Tis and has.
and you were
Nice.
running them out of town.
You were running them out of town.
Yeah, everyone but Rhett said that this is
You gotta give them time to get acquainted. Some
good
space.
coaching. He can reach his
Yeah.
potential. He's been calling Rhett on the weekends.
Talking, shoot the puck more, kid. You'll get there.
That's
Well,
how
that
Uyghur's
was-
turned it around. He was talking to Rhett, and now
Mhm.
he's got like way more goals than Tkachuk this year.
I may have tried to run Uyghur out of town. It's true.
Did a really valiant attempt, but the bad news for you was he had an 8-year extension. He wasn't going
Thank
anywhere.
God I'm an idiot.
You were right about some other stuff too, though. I feel like we're all kind of, looking at baseball players. If a third of our takes are right, we're feeling.
I was going
really
to say,
good.
but when you take as many cuts as we do,
Yes.
right?
Oh, it's a
like
lot,
it's
yeah.
like Gretzky. When you got the puck all the time, you're going to turn it over every once in a
yeah,
while,
yeah.
right? When
That's
we're
a
doing a
huge-
daily show, we're just firing out hot takes all the
Every day.
time.
Yeah.
The great ones, right? That's what we do. Yeah, I'm just
Take
gonna-
factory of the chimney's been pumping at full
Just
capacity here. Takes
Yeah.
are flying every day on this show.
So they beat Tampa Bay the other night, and I had said that it feels like they've been playing well. We have been happy with how the team is playing. Sharangovich, Zary, there have been some, even Vladar, who we'll talk about in a moment. But it didn't feel to me like this was a team that had 1 win in their last 7 games going into Tampa the other night. You know what I mean? I don't think we've been smashing this team or we've been overly upset or bitter, but yet they
No.
snapped a 4-game skid and really don't have a lot to show for the last couple of weeks. If they win tonight, and it's just they have won back-to-back games once in the last month.
Now, if I told you they were going to play Colorado, Vegas, Minnesota, and Tampa,
Well, you did tell us. You actually made a board out of it. You gave
that's
it a
right.
name.
And
You
I
called it
said,
the
hey,
Gauntlet
they'd
Run.
get 4 out of 8 points. You'd probably be like, wow, that's pretty damn good to go 500 in that stretch.
Pretty damn good.
But it is the caliber of opponent that I think changes the way we feel about everything. If they went on a run like this against the Anaheim, Columbus, those teams of the world, the Chicagos, then you're like, what the hell's going on?
Are they just as likely to do that, though?
We'll find out. They haven't really done it since that opening road trip, and I feel like nothing was right back then. But it's been the meat of the schedule for a while here, and they get one against Anaheim before Christmas, one against Seattle coming out. Philly, who I'm not really sure whether I think is a mirage or real.
Tough out, Philly. I don't care what they say. It's been long enough. They're playing good hockey.
New Year's
Torch
Eve.
is going to have them ready to go.
So, I mean, we'll learn that because they played so many good teams, it means a lot of the dusty ones are still on the schedule.
And individually,
harder up for the dusty ones.
Individually, there's a lot of success here. So we mentioned Sharon Govich. He's got a 6-game point streak, 8 points in that 6 games. Zary, 4-game point streak, 4 points in the 4 games. Coleman is playing getting some of the best offensive production that we've seen out of him.
Fine.
Yep.
6-game point streak, 8 points. Yegor is on a 4-game streak. Lindholm 3. Individually, these guys.
And that's not even mentioning Quadradino, who's been, I think, really, really strong the last 3-4 weeks.
Kadri leads them in scoring, 22 points in 31 games, and Sharon Govich took over the goal lead with 11. I mean, it's not a lot of play. What
are the goal leaders in the league?
Don't worry about it, Rhett.
Oh, okay,
all you need to know.
Joy.
Sharon
We're bringing joy.
Joy. Rhett, how about this one? Mackenzie Weegar and Jonathan Huberdeau have like almost triple as many goals as Matthew Tkachuk this season combined.
Matthew has 5 goals.
Yeah, we talked about it Friday. He hasn't scored since then.
In 30.
He's played all the games, I believe. 5. That's 1 more than Huberdeau, 3 less than Weegar. I'm not saying he's playing poorly, but snake bitten has to be in the lexicon. What's going on here?
Let's go.
But
a low moment. Let's go get him back.
I was going to say, would you
done with him?
Would you undo the deal?
Jesus,
if you could.
Kidding me?
Probably, right? Yeah.
Sure,
I don't worry about Matthew.
I don't either.
Saw Matthew's grill at the US NTDP game on Saturday night.
How did they look?
Highly skilled.
Yeah. Canada should start thinking about doing that instead of having 60 junior teams.
No,
we can't do goalies. Wonder why. These goalies in the U.S. practice against the best 20 skaters in the country for like years.
See, you have enough takes. Some of them are going to be bad. That's what we do.
Explain why there are no good Canadian goalies in the NHL. What's your take?
Too many junior teams.
Have like 5 better.
Too many junior teams, clearly. Sam Reinhart's having a hell of a year. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Cash in, baby.
What? Former Sabre.
Sucks.
Does it hurt a little bit? What was that deal again? How'd they
he wasn't playing very well here. I forget, was it Montour?
Montour also a Florida Panther.
Yeah.
So that went the other way.
So there you see
2 separate deals. There was the Montour deal and the Reinhart deal. One was like a first in Devin Levi, was it not?
Yeah.
I'd look it up, but I'm not allowed to look at my phone.
Not when you're looking that good.
That's right.
Not when you're looking that good. So anywho, that is the opponent tonight, the Florida Panthers in town to take on the Calgary Flames. It's the end of a 5-game road trip. We saw how Tampa Bay looked at the end of their road trip. It was they were a little tired, little sleepy by the time that game came to a conclusion. So we'll see what the Panthers look like tonight. We'll go to the Insider Hotline. It's a presentation of TELUS. Enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including tickets to Calgary hockey games, awesome tech like AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you need to do is fill out a quick survey online to enter. Go to TELUS.com/Flames contest for your chance to win. He is our hockey insider, the one and only Frank Seravalli on an Eagles game day. Hello, Frankie boy.
Fly Eagles fly.
How was Hawaii?
It was great.
Albert. Yeah, not Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and I went to PA, Prince Albert. It was lovely.
Okay.
Beaches are unbelievable.
Hey, I heard they have a great resort there in PA.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
This time of year, breathtaking.
Yeah, this time of year especially. Yeah. No, it was good, but you know what? Missed you. Good to be back.
That's a lie.
If I had my druthers, I'd be here every Monday.
I don't know about that.
Right here. Well, let's just start with the football team. I need Jalen Hurts tonight, and he's sick. He flew on his own or some bloody thing.
He did.
week
They
one of the-
gassed up the old Challenger 30 last night and flew him all the way across the country. PJ by himself, so he wouldn't get anyone else sick. Come on, you don't fly 6 hours across the country to not play.
You're right.
But the problem is he did not piss a drop against the Dallas Cowboys. He had 0 fantasy points, which I'm sure you know.
I'm aware, Frank.
Yeah, last
He needs
week.
20 tonight, or he's cooked. He's in the playoffs
20?
there.
Oh man, you got a
Hey,
better
listen,
chance of me getting
I need
pregnant.
I need some tush pushes. I need some AJ Brown.
He rumbles a couple in on the ground. You're fine for 20. No sweat.
Generally, though, when you're under the weather, you really feel like running around a lot.
Yeah, but you're not a professional athlete of his ilk, so I think
Jordan
that he'll-
flu game. That's what hurts. his
Some
gut
way,
tonight.
somehow, they'll get him ready.
Yeah, you're right.
Rhett, are we gonna ask about what the hell you're wearing or no?
I got in shit for not being festive, Frank, so I'm not going to let that fly. I got joy to the world.
My God.
And you're welcome, Frank. I had the Bills kick the piss out of the Cowboys for you yesterday.
Nice.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them?
Does it not happen every year? Everyone gets a big bone on for
Yep.
Dak Prescott, and he's an MVP, and
What a loser.
McCarthy this, and look at these guys, their defense, and then they get blown up near Christmas as, oh yeah, I don't know what we were thinking. We never learn. It's
Dude.
like Charlie Brown and the friggin' Lucy football thing. Every time we think she's going to hold it this time. No, she's not.
You knew the game was over when he did that little shimmy shake in the Cowboys warm-ups yesterday in Buffalo. It was like done. No chance.
Not some Buffalo weather, Rhett. They finally figured out you got to run the ball if you're a bad weather city. It took how many years? New
It took a
offensive
new
coordinator.
offensive coordinator. That's all. They've
That's all
got
you
it
needed.
dialed up. They're
That's
just,
all you needed.
they're still in tough.
So what's going on, Frank? What do we
Anything exciting, Frank?
what do we got going on? Anything? Trade
think-
freeze. Hey, exciting trade freeze
When?
coming up.
When?
11:59 local Tuesday night. So
Yeah.
we are
Oh,
just
just a huge
about 36 hours away.
Oh man.
It's
gonna
one
be
of
so
my
good.
favorite holidays of the year, the trade freeze. I think only insiders celebrate, but checked in this morning, as I understand it, rather quiet on the Calgary Flames front. I think the thought process is that things will pick up as the calendar turns to 2024. I know a lot of people, speaking of did you say get a bone on?
Yeah,
They
you-
they
I didn't
definitely
say that.
they definitely got a bone on over the weekend when they saw that the Colorado Avalanche had exactly the requisite cap space to land someone like Elias Lindholm.
Ooh.
I do think the Avs were one of the teams that have checked in on Lindholm as the year has gone on. I don't think the Avs have presented themselves to this point as more serious than anyone else, but nonetheless, a situation to watch.
Well, as you can imagine, and Ryan's talked about it, when you're the team, when you're here with a player like Elias Lindholm, so you start to NHL.com, look at rosters, canvas the league. Okay, so who could use? And as Ryan's been saying for quite some time, Colorado sure looks like a team that is poised to win, but could use help down the middle. And the Boston Bruins similarly look like a good team that could use some help down the middle. And then news this morning, Ryan, you were talking about Patra in Boston going to the Canadian World Junior team. So, could use Elias Lindholm there. He'd look good. Wouldn't he look good? Don't you think? His complexion and everything. There's already a Lindholm there. Him and Hampus, fast friends.
I have a hard time with the, adding the first initial and the
You don't need to do it.
It's a deal breaker
you
for
don't
you.
have to.
It's
but
just for dumb broadcasters that can't. Oh, which one is this? It's the
Huh.
one plays D, one plays
Guys, Jack Edwards is there. There's no problem.
You're right. They're in good hands. No worries then.
Don't even get me started on Jack Edwards.
No worries.
Absolute
It's a
windbag.
very good point.
Some rowdy locals threw some tea in the salty sea.
Yeah.
What
We've talked a
loser.
little bit about Lindholm here. And it's just a guess,
A little bit.
just in terms of when this deal gets done. Because it sure feels like there's no extension to be had here. This is a team that seems like it's not going to be a playoff team. And this doesn't seem like a player that is going to look past that to remain a Flame long term. So I just wonder when the best time to get a deal done is at the deadline. So is it just natural to assume that's going to be the case? Or could there be a wrinkle to that theory?
I mean, I think there's always the possibility of a wrinkle. I would say sometime, in the last 6 weeks before, like I think we've seen plenty of teams step up at, the last few deadlines and get a deal done in late January to make something happen and provide a longer runway for their team to have success, to assimilate, to get ready before the playoffs, to hit the playoffs in full stride. I don't have a crystal ball. I can only give you the sort of play-by-play as it's happening. And as I understand it right now, it's rather quiet. So
I was going to say, have you ever been used by a general manager or an executive to stoke the fire on a potential? Because what I'm saying is, maybe we want to come out here today and say,
willingly or unwillingly?
It sounds like the Colorado. Yeah, that's true. It sounds like the Colorado Avalanche are very close to acquiring Elias Lindholm. And then all of a sudden, then in Boston, like, what? Well, there's a report coming out of Calgary and then they get all hot and bothered, and then they have to, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but I've never willingly done it. Maybe unwillingly.
You've maybe been unwillingly used.
I've been party to it, I guess, occasionally, where someone is telling you something, and it's usually someone in a position of power with direct knowledge of things that are happening that you put stuff out there. But I think for the most part, and I don't know about you guys, like my bullshit detector is always pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain people that you read and see and listen to that, for whatever reason, you always end up with like the strong interest, and 6 to 10 teams are in the mix. And you're like, well, who, like what, who are they, and where, and how is this working? Like, I don't know. I try to not be party to it as much as I can.
Well, I'm sad to hear that you've been used like that.
Look, this is a dirty business. I don't know if you guys know, but occasionally you have to give to get.
Oh,
true that. So I mean, and we just continue to watch. I've said for a while, I feel like if one should be done sooner than later, it should be a Tanev deal. Injured, not too bad. Get him back. Let him play a game or two. Just whatever you can to get that deal done sooner than later feels like the one you want to expedite. I'm probably fine waiting on the other ones if you feel it's only going to make the return stronger. Retro.
Well, I was going to talk about something different.
To put a bow on it, I think there's no more critical deal for the Calgary Flames than Lindholm. I think he's the player of, maybe aside from, and I think probably even including Hannafin, he's the player that has the most value on the market that I think you have to get right, and you have to extract as much value as possible if you're going down that path, which you guys seem to present it as a done deal, definitely going to happen. I'm not entirely there yet, but getting an inching closer there, that it's of critical paramount importance to this team and franchise moving forward that they get every morsel that they can.
So the door's still open to him coming back, is what you're saying? Or they entertain walking him to UFA?
God, you guys are difficult today.
Is that what you're saying,
not.
Frank?
Well,
Bag of pricks. Do you guys know that Christmas is coming, right?
So there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
So you're reporting that Elias.
Oh my God! All right, I gotta go, guys.
Okay, Retro, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is anyone else in the league noticing Connor Zary?
I mean, who isn't?
Well,
but like what? So, but he's a part of the. He's a clear part of the future of the team, is he not?
For sure. I'm just saying, like,
you mean what's the league-wide view on Connor Zary?
Yeah,
because you know what it's like.
Whatever you want.
Go with Zary, I guess. I think it's both. But when it's a player on your team, of course you're all over it. But we don't know how focused the outside of the city limits people, or at least the media, are on Calgary Flame players.
So I'll size it up for you this way. When you look at the incredible run that Connor Bedard has had in Chicago, and he's now, I think he's 8 points up on the rookie scoring race, and he's, I believe, 9 points up on the rest of his teammates in Chicago. If not for a Bedard year, like, I think you'd be talking about Zary in a Calder race.
Yeah, it's not a race. He's going to get theoretically a nomination
Yeah.
if he continues to play this well, but he's not going to win it, right?
But I'm saying he'd be right at the top of a list in a normal
Yeah.
year. That's how good he's been, and I think that part isn't lost on anyone.
Yeah. Now, I think I'll say this: he's not 18, and
Right.
most teams would have a prospect of this caliber. It's not a
Why do
unique
you
type
hate
of
Connor?
talent.
See, Rhett, you were right. See,
No,
I told you it wasn't me. I told you it wasn't me. I
liked
love the
him a
kid
lot.
from
I
game.
liked him a lot. I asked someone out of market about it, and that's the response they gave me. So you asked how he's viewed out of the market, and that was sort of a window to like, yeah, but would you rather have Rossi or him? It's like, okay, well, fair. Or would you rather have, like
I'd still have Zary. Okay, God, keep going.
And I think
well,
it's
I just in most teams, right? Like Brock Faber's having a great. I don't know. We just saw Minnesota. I'm keyed in there for some reason.
like I
Just
guess
lots of
two
good
things,
young
right?
players.
It's who's called or nominee, and what's the player, regardless of how old the other guys are, and how old Zary is. He's been an impactful
Been
guy
really
at the
good,
NHL
yeah.
level. There's no
And
denying
almost
it.
forgotten. That's the thing that even in Calgary, he was kind of.
Thanks,
we're
Daryl.
not- Yeah. Yes.
I mean, honestly, that's kind of the tough part to swallow. Is like I'm sure some people in the organization would be sitting here saying, "Well, wait a second. Maybe it's because we developed him properly and gave him proper seasoning that he's made it to this point." And others would say, geez, like, do you think you could have gotten this type of production out of him already had you thrown him into the NHL?
Yeah, you play
What
both sides
would
of
your
that for
answer
sure.
be?
He's had enough injuries that I think in this instance that he
The team
wasn't
has
the
been
one people were
justified?
clamoring for the most. It was Phillips, it was Pelche, it was Zary was down the list of guys that got screwed by Daryl last year.
I'm of the belief that playing in important games is helpful, and I think he got to play important games with the Heat and the Wranglers, and I think it does. I think that the seasoning was right. He never came to training camp. Don't tell me that he came to a training camp and we were like, "Oh, I can't believe they're not keeping Zary or Zary or whatever." Like
Yeah.
that never came out of anyone's lips.
We should probably figure out how to say the kid's name.
Yeah, I was gonna say
before
it's
wondering
so
how
good.
underrated he
It's
is,
like,
yeah.
are we talking about two different guys? What's happening here?
Yeah, whoever this kid is, he's really good, and we really like him. We know a lot about him, other than how to say his name. Carolina Antti-Ranta clears waivers. Are they in goaltending need? Are they trying to wake somebody up? What's happening with Carolina?
Well, I think they had even kind of presented it to him like, hey, bud, are you sure you want to go to the AHL? First off, we do not have an affiliate, the only NHL team that doesn't have one. And second, like, are you sure this isn't the end of the road for you? 854 save percentage this year. And he said, no, I don't want to go out like this. I want to go out on my own terms. And so he's trying to find his game in the AHL. They brought up a guy, and a lot of people, again, on social media, without the sort of context, were saying, hey, look, they brought up Yaniv Peretz from the ECHL. There's no way that he could possibly help this team. How desperate are the Canes? ECHL. They don't have an AHL affiliate. This is the only place that they could send him. He won a national championship with Quinnipiac. Obviously, they think highly of him. Still probably a bit premature to get into the lineup. Kochetkov has played better for them of late. The last 3 games, he's actually been quite good. Freddie Anderson has been medically cleared to come back from these blood clots.
Already? Wow.
Yep. He will be skating and ramping up, skating in 7 to 10 days, probably 3 to 4 weeks away from coming back. So if Kochetkov can sort of tide them over, they've got Yaniv Peretz backing him up. And they've brought in Aaron Dell on a PTO, most recently of San Jose, played 4 games for the Sharks last year. Not great numbers, but they've been down this PTO path with Yaroslav Halak. That didn't work out and materialize into a contract. They're really just kind of looking for someone to get them until Freddie Anderson can come back.
Gotcha.
It's weird because they've always protected goalies well and gotten good goaltending, and it didn't even matter who was there. You go find a guy that had a bad year, they're like, we'll bet on a bounce back and pay no money. Have they seen enough bad goaltending this year that they might actually pay up for a goalie at the deadline?
You would think that would be the outcome with 32nd ranked goaltending, 874 team save percentage this year. It's been that ugly. I don't get the sense that they've not to say they value goaltending, because they obviously do, but I don't get the sense that they want to pay for a significant upgrade, meaning
Yeah.
you're not going to go out and see them spend big on a goalie. I just don't think it's in their MO to do that. So I think part of their thought process is, if you sort of extrapolate or take away the goaltending from the rest of their game, that they're probably pretty happy with where their team is at, especially goal differential wise. They're in a playoff spot. If you sort the standings by points percentage, they're probably looking up at the Islanders and Flyers and not all that worried in the Metro. And they're thinking, as you know, goalies voodoo, as bad as this has been, it probably can't be much worse. And yet we're still surviving.
Just last one for me, and I'm not looking for necessarily any kind of dirty laundry or what's happening. There's obviously something with Jacob Vrana away from the rink that isn't quite right. Detroit moves on from him. St. Louis puts him on waivers. He clears. He's now in the American League. I just wonder if he's still a guy that is a pretty good hockey player, but is it done for Jacob Vrana, or what do you see potentially there?
Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton of hope in terms of teams thinking that they can rehab his game. I think in St. Louis, there was definitely some friction there, and it was way further down the list, but I know that there was some back and forth between Craig Berube and Doug Armstrong in the last few days before he ended up being fired, as of course that waiver thing ended up playing out right in the middle of that. Look, he's someone that when he's played and been healthy, his goals per 60 have sort of been in the elite category in the NHL. 10 and 20 games to close out last season. And the Blues are probably thinking, oh, this is a great piece for our lineup. No strings attached really in terms of term on his deal. And maybe he could be a flippable asset for us as we're kind of retooling. But I think he kind of developed a reputation this year. And I think his teammates have seen it, talking to some St. Louis guys over the last few days, that, you know, maybe someone that just doesn't work. And that part is probably ringing true, that Detroit, St. Louis, now on to your next franchise, that I don't know that guys normally make it back from that, not to mention the off-ice stuff.
Yeah. So, and to me, that's when you're scoring a half goal a game and teams are putting you on waivers and you're in player assistant, like,
right?
That's a lot of red flags. That sort of tells me that it might not just be the on-ice results, which, you know, he doesn't seem to make those around him better, but can finish. People don't let 30 goal guys slide through waivers.
Yeah.
Like, there's other shit happening here for sure.
And I know we got to let you go. You got a hard out, but just one last question on Ranta. Now, Ranta's sister, I believe, has 2 kids. Now, those kids, do you know whether or not do they call him Uncle Auntie?
Okay. I see what you're doing there. Wow. I'll see you guys later. Have a great
Hard
Christmas.
out.
Yeah.
No, but real quick, just yes or no.
I'm sure they do. Uncle Auntie. It's perfect. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you?
We love you, Uncle Frank.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, Frank.
I'd rather be cousin Eddie today. See you guys.
See ya. Insider Hotline, a presentation of TELUS. Using world-leading technology to drive meaningful change, from transforming healthcare and making our food supply more sustainable to reducing our environmental footprint and connecting Canadians in need. The most giving company in the world. Let's make the future friendly. Learn more at TELUS.com/givesback.
Did he answer?
Didn't really answer.
No, he was dodging everything today. He didn't want anything.
He really was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of an insider's that.
Well done, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate that. There's some things we need to do. Want to talk about Wendy's because it's the start of a new week.
Yeah.
And you brought that up,
Got
buddy.
my pick in already.
Do you have it in already?
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
Attaboy.
If you're like me, you don't do something when you're thinking about it, it's gone. Like, I feel like, Rhett, you're probably the same. It's like, I got to do this today.
I just don't think
try to
about
remember later.
doing
Do it now or it doesn't happen.
Well, and we've talked about this over the years, and it could be even by now. And we just talked about it 15, 20 seconds ago. So what was I?
What was that?
Just smoke bomb, just gone. But Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy team with the daily face-off survivor pool. Weekly prizes that will have you winning. Here's the secret. It's all serendipitous. Like the new limited edition chicken strips and French toast sticks. Sign up to play Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool to win weekly prizes, and then you redeem them. You get the app and you get your points, but you got to do, Pinder, walk us through it here. It's the Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool.
Uncle Jack's got the slate for today. You got to pick one of these things to happen tonight. If you get it right, you live to see tomorrow, and if you can get through the week, bam, you're into potentially some winning. So we got Detroit in action tonight. We got an over or under on 3.5 goals. You got a Montreal win, shots on net, total hits, points for players, assists for players, goals for players. I like the Dallas over 30.5 shots as not alone. I think that's the highest picked opportunity there. It's a selection. It's a very popular pick. And so if you get whatever you pick, you get it right, you move to tomorrow, you get to the end of the week. Oh, we got some prizing and some Wendy's points.
Thus the survivor pool angle, and you go in there the next day and you keep winning. And that if you are really good at it, you're gonna get, like I say, you're gonna get those points, and then you redeem those into real food at Wendy's. Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool, weekly prizes, just as easy as getting in there and signing up and doing a little bit of winning. I like the Reinhart over 0.5 assists. I think
I'll take Sid.
Sid the under though. Sid's not an over. Did you see that?
Oh, I couldn't read that.
Yeah, that's
under.
That's why I'm off Sid.
So basically, to go
1 point,
to go pointless.
I'll still take Sid.
All right, sure. Thank you, Wendy's. There you go. The Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool with. Want to talk about the Top Shelf Elf?
Ooh, we got everything closed into what, 9:30 Friday? Do you know?
Yeah, Friday night. We were keeping an eye on things, and of course, Top Shelf Elf, our annual Christmas. Let's try and do something. Try and do something to give back. And thanks to, well, we'll give thanks in a moment, I suppose. But we had a whole bunch of auction items and things that were donated, and then some donations, and that all came in. And at the end of the day, it's whatever we raised was going to be great because it's closer to home is the charity. And through Closer to Home, they have an Adopt a Family initiative, and they get gift cards for food, grocery stores, and then department stores where people that otherwise wouldn't have had a Christmas can go out and make Christmas happen, buy some gifts for other people, make sure that there's food on the table, that sort of thing. And there was a huge need for families. There were a lot of families that were on the waiting list and hoping to get helped out. And I think we're all pretty happy to say that this should go a long way. The auction itself, and then donations on top. And we said this middle of last week, man, without the donations, it's even if you can't get in on an item, the auction, the donations add up, and they sure did. And of course, we saw last week, Greg from Bonton came through with a big fat check. Plus, he donated a hind quarter of beef. But anyway, all in, we wanted to get, if we can surpass last year's total, we'd be happy with that. And we did. Our total this year for the Top Shelf Elf, $24,585. So just under 25 grand for Closer to Home, and they will spin that off for some needy families. And last year, we all in had 19 families of varying, some with families of 5, families of 6, families of 3. But there were 19 families that were going to have trees and dinner and gifts and enjoy the holidays that otherwise wouldn't have. So thanks to everybody, all of the people who came in, all the businesses and companies that donated stuff for it. We sure appreciate it. That's awesome. For everybody that put in a bid and didn't win, put in a bid and did win. If you did win, we will be in contact with you shortly on how to, the next steps in those processes. And of course, thanks to people that didn't, it just donated everything. Awesome. It makes me kind of warm inside.
Good.
That's a nice little number, Retro.
I don't do anything. I sit back and watch you guys do it all. So way to go.
And I wanted to say thanks. Our office up in Edmonton, the Oilers Nation people, there's Kennedy and there's Madison and there's the guys that do, like RJ does social media and Jack is doing stuff all the time. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and we needed that help with it for sure to get it off the ground. And Ryan, I took holidays, so you were point man on the whole thing for basically the lion's share of the week. So thanks to you and thanks to everybody. But that's awesome. 24,585. And look forward to taking. Does anybody know how we can get one of those big checks? Because we got one there, but I think we used permanent marker on.
Does anyone have a lot of whiteout?
Does anyone have
Just
any?
need to change the dollar.
You have a company. If you have one of those places that makes big checks, like Happy Gilmore, that go into the back seat of the car, we need a new one of these. We gotta get a new one made up. So we'll get a check presentation done in the next few days. Awesome. Very happy. There you go.
Unreal.
And right off the top, they donated a prize to it, and they are our presenting sponsors of the Top Shelf Elf. They've been great partners of ours. Come on board, I guess, about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, but to Austin and Peter and Shane and everybody over at McLeod Law. Heard we were doing it. They said, yep, we're in. Let's go. So McLeod Law, thank you for being a part of this as well and making it work. McLeod Law, it's Calgary. They care about Calgary. They are from Calgary. They know about our city and want to make things better for all of us, and jumping on board here, proving it. So thanks to everybody at McLeod Law for their help as well.
Love it.
Love it. Let's do.
Yeah. So send a bottle of whiskey over for Christmas.
I know that. Yeah.
Let's do that on Friday.
Yeah, if you could, you'll keep an eye on that. Hey, Ryan, that doesn't go missing somehow.
It's up displayed here. This is in good care until Friday. Ryan
was lamenting to me before the show retro that I've got we got the holiday spirits show on Friday, and I've got some buddies want to go out on Thursday.
Popular.
And I got then I got a Christmas party that night on Thursday.
Well, at least I wasn't drinking all weekend in Canmore.
Yeah, it's true.
I could do the drinky show on Friday or on Thursday if you just want to throw it all together.
I would die.
And then take Friday off? Yeah. Didn't we do that last year? Didn't we do it on a Thursday and then?
We might have.
Yeah, I think we might have. Maybe something to that. Let's do the Pinder Report. It's a presentation of Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. New in-stock inventory, the best selection of pre-owned. Why is it the best? Well, they've got the dealership group. If you don't see what you like on the lot, just ask one of the sales staff. Hey, what about, we've got 450 more inside the dealership group that we're a part of. It's why Village Honda truly is your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. VillageHonda.com, and they present the Pinder Report.
All right, Dino, let's go back to Saturday where the Lightning were visiting. Good old 2004 rematch, Rhett. And don't worry, the Flames got the last laugh. Big win over the Bolts. Here's Cammy and Dino breaking it down.
One of the first things that impressed me was his willingness and then ability to hang on to the puck. And I've said this numerous times. I probably said it to you. When you're a rookie and you come in, it just feels like, I'll touch the puck, but you take it. I'll skate around. I'm going to skate fast, and I'm going to look how fast I'm going and how hard I'm trying. He's made a lot of plays this year by just his skill, his ability, his vision, his hockey sense, and there's some excitement to his game, which is obviously great for Flames fans to watch. But a little creativity on a team that is lacking some of that, it's pretty good to see.
He tries fun things. Like, he's going to try to dangle a guy. And I mean, sometimes you see the junior or like the younger, his youth just kind of like shine through. When I remember one of his first games, he was like banging his stick on the ice, calling for the puck. I'm like, oh, you don't see that too much in the NHL, bud, but it's fun, right?
You said it for a couple of years now, Rhett. You need that energy from the young guys. Zary with the insurance goal, let's call it. It felt like a big one, Dean, to your point, because Tampa immediately was back in the game despite being down 3-0 after 40 minutes. And Zary again, main point of conversation on this.
How funny was that power play goal? I don't know how many seconds it was between the drop of the puck immediately after the power play started and the puck was in the back of their net. Yep. It was like Hedman, Stamkos, Kucherov, point, score. Okay. So that's, and the Flames go weeks without a power play goal. They went about 6 seconds to get that. Oh my God. That's how it's done. Is it? Okay.
Pike had the tweet in the gauntlet run. They've got 3 shorties and 3 power play goals. We're like 13 games in or something stupid, like 12 games in. It's wild how bad the Flames power play has been. And, they're basically 500 despite it. It's crazy. Let's go to some news and notes. We got a couple pieces of information regarding tonight's game and some roster moves. We'll start with the Wolf and Big Red going down to the American League. Markstrom activated, and you don't send your 7th defenseman down to the minors if you don't feel like Chris Tanev is close to healthy, I would think. They're also out of LTIR for all you nerds. They'll start accruing cap space. So
Good job, guys.
that's a good sign for Chris Tanev if they are sending down Ilya Solovyov. Also, we got a Markstrom start tonight, which I guess there it is, his return. Now, fellas, we did see some Dan Vladar and some Dustin Wolf. At times, they both looked very strong. Other times, where are we at with Vladar now, who suddenly has posted a couple solid performances of late?
He's got to play good enough to move him. So keep playing him if you can get him in there.
It's not undeniably good play, though.
No,
right?
but he still has to play good enough to move him.
I know. Yeah,
He's
I know.
playing
In the
him,
right
so-
direction, fellas, is it not?
But I don't think fans are going to be, what the hell? Markstrom? What the hell, Huska? Did you not see him make that scorpion save in the shootout against me? What? He's still it's still well above 3 goals a night and under 900 save percentage. It's
I just liked that the last 5 starts or so have looked a whole lot better than the first 5. And that's what you want, is
first
guy
5
go in the right
The
direction.
first 5 were
really bad.
really poor. So
Really poor. And it's
but good.
to the
Hey,
point.
you know what? Joy. Good on you, Dan. Playing better. Happy
Yes.
for you. You'll get back in.
Yeah.
Little
And they
joy.
have 3. So it is
That's right.
tonight, Florida, in Anaheim, and then on Saturday in LA. There's no back-to-backs, but would you be surprised if you got a Vladar against Anaheim here as we look at the schedule?
I
Do
was
it.
saying, isn't that's usually your back-to-back, right? Or you go
Yes.
2
usually.
games in 2 nights, maybe 23 and a half hour spread there.
Yeah.
Very weird, especially close to Christmas. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
building availability. But yeah, put him in there. Let him
Why
play.
not, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Very good. The gauntlet run, almost done, guys. 3 left of this 15-game murderous run. And don't look now, but 500? What? Now, 2 are overtime setbacks. So the loser point skewing things a bit, but
No, not skewing anything, Ryan. It's 500.
5, 5, and 2. And to your point, they indeed have 12 points out of a possible 24. It's quite impressive given the caliber of their opponents. And they really, we talked about it, haven't been shellacked except that one home game against Minnesota. Everything else they've been in. They've blown third period leads 3 games in a row before their win against Tampa. Looked like they were trying on Saturday, but I'm shocked that they are sitting at this mark, especially if you told me they were going to have no Chris Tanev for 3 games. 4, really.
Yeah, there was no way we would have, because you said 500 and it's like, okay, whatever.
What?
But there again, I think we kind of said at the start of this thing, you're playing very good teams, but there's no guarantee you're going to get that team's best when you play them.
You can't pick
We saw
with
that against Tampa Bay. I think we saw that against Vegas. We certainly saw it against Dallas. It's hard to predict. I still think we know what they are, but it's commendable to them that it's been entertaining and they've been consistent in their effort.
Competitiveness is there.
Absolutely.
And despite
Always
a power
won.
play that they should probably start declining, they have this record against these teams this time of year. And I think the biggest reason why, Sharky, Yegor Sharangovich again scoring, fellas. This is quite something. In fact, look at this franchise history. Kent Nilsson, Joe Mullen, longest goal streak by a player in their first season with Calgary. That's a 5-gamer.
Is Kent Nelson a Hall of Famer? I don't think so, right? He didn't play enough, right?
I don't
Because
play
Joe
him.
Mullen's a Hall of Famer.
Joe
So
is.
Yegor Sharangovich, borderline Hall of Famer.
There you go. Suck it to Foley. We'll move along. Matthew Tkachuk has not been what we thought. Let's first look at we'll go to Tkachuk's numbers here. What's going on here? Now, he scored like 5 in like 5 games in a row in overtime, it felt like, in the playoffs last year. The guy was absolute closer for the Panthers as they went all the way to the Cup final. But it's UFA Sam Reinhart, as we alluded to earlier, that's really going to give himself a payday. Barkov's been sensational. He feels like a runaway leader for the Selke this season. And it's Verhaeghe and Tkachuk together on a line with Sam Bennett, which has been good. But for some reason, Tkachuk, a lot of helpers, not a lot of finish. I don't know if there's a problem there or not. Just a surprising total, which if you get on a little shooting percentage cooler, maybe that explains where we're at. But 5 just doesn't feel right for a guy that scored 40 in Flame Silks 2 years ago. Does it?
I feel like we've talked about him already too much. He's going to put it right in there. Took us.
There's lots of guys that you don't want to talk about tonight because Lomberg was a former Flame. Sam Bennett was a former Flame. Like Reinhart used to destroy the Hitman every year. He came in with Kootenay in the playoffs. If you wanted to go that, this guy's obviously scoring against the Flames. I feel like there's 4 or 5 choices for the Panthers.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember
the lines.
If I was going to say, and we can look at the lines. I brought it up, I think, with Drager on Friday, but you just think, so they were without Ekblad and they were without Montour and Tkachuk isn't playing very well and Reinhart's all right. Yet there's still top 3 in the Atlantic Division despite it. And you just wonder if you play that deep into the playoffs and there's injuries and rehab and all of that, what's the second half going to look like for this Florida Panthers team? Because they've sustained, or at least they've survived that extremely well.
The other forgotten guy is Spencer Knight, who they drafted in the first round, looked like the goalie of the future. And he's, battled some off-ice stuff. He's been in the minors. If that guy certainly has a story to tell with this group over the next few years as well. Rodriguez, Barkov, Reinhart up top, Bennett and Tkachuk with Verhaeghe. He was great in the playoffs too. And some agitators, some shit disturbers. Lomberg, Cousins we saw with that big hit on Goodbranson. They're missing Lundell and Ekblad with injury, and Josh Mahura will nicked up. We'll see if he can go tonight as well. That's how they look. OEL, nice little reclamation project after his buyout in Vancouver.
And Anthony Stolarz is their backup. I wonder who goes for them tonight. It was Bobrovsky in Edmonton. Curious to see what they'll do here tonight.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll move. Rhett, you're going to hate this and you're going to love it. Just play it.
Allman left wing corner, hooks it back to the blue line. Pass across to the right wing side. Brinson turns it over at the line, and here comes John Sabo. He's got a 2-on-1 with Iginla. Sabo in, pass across Iginla. Wrist shot. He scores! He's no ordinary Joe. Iginla ties the game at 2.
It's a great pass from John Sabo. Drew both of the back-checking pats to him. He slides the puck over to the kid, and Joe Iginla makes no mistake. That's an absolute bullet. Past Malaka and gives it the little stick twirl in the celebration. Looks like a natural.
Zing!
No doubt about it, says Joe Iginla.
Now he was called up for this game.
He's a 15-year-old, so he's
15, buddy.
Yeah, and it's just a shame there wasn't another Iginla we could talk about in the Western. Oh, hang on. Player of the Week is going to be announced today, and apparently T.J. Iginla is getting a lot of run as a potential winner this week, so stay tuned for that.
Right shot.
Get as many draft picks as you can, Connie. Get as many picks as you can. Collect all the Iginlas.
Can you imagine?
I mean, how do you not imagine?
That'd be cool.
You know what that would bring? Joy to a lot of fans.
What?
Joy.
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah. Let's go to NFL.
Joy.
I don't know if you guys noticed San Francisco good and that what's his name, third stringer from a year ago.
Turdy?
Yeah, big save Brock. He is absolutely on a heater. Look at this. First in passer rating, first in passing touchdowns, first in touchdown interception ratio, first in touchdowns per attempt, first in yards per attempt, first in yards per completion, first in wins.
Yeah, but it's week 1, right? It's week 1 or week 2.
1 week.
So it's a small sample. Oh,
Week
no,
15?
is it not?
Week 15. My goodness.
It's
if you have
impressive.
this guy, you're happy.
Because
a fan or a fantasy manager, whatever it is.
Had this game on yesterday. It was just kind of the way the afternoon worked out. Guy puts the ball on his receivers, makes plays. There's so many sexy quarterbacks out there, right, that run around and they make plays. This guy is not one of them, but he's a hell of a player. I don't know if this is a guy that 5 years from now is the greatest in the game, but he's had a hell of a run shutting up all kinds of people league-wide.
We all have regrets, fellas. We all look back and think, man,
Speak for yourself.
should have done that.
I'm right where I want to be.
Yeah, you are. Especially working with us. Your 2 favorite people. I wish we had tracked 2 things this season in the NFL season. Jack's confidence meter on the Steelers.
That would have been great.
That would have been great.
But
that's a gauntlet run.
Rhett with the Bills hasn't been that much different. Remember back to week 1 when they lost to the Jets, and then think about when they won 4 in a row. He loves them, and then they're shit again. This team's useless. You got to fire McDermott's they're drafted a quarterback. where are we at on the Bills today?
That
Rhett?
was
They
my
hung
hot
in.
take. I needed a bold take, and
You did. I loved it.
did, and and they had to fire one of the coaches before things started to get better. McDermott's made mistakes, and back to game one. No one should lose to the Jets ever. It doesn't matter. And I'm right. I hold them to a higher standard, just like my coaching. You have to hold people to.
And I'm not
That's
saying you're
like-
right or wrong. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it's been quite a journey. You were done with them 3-4 weeks ago.
Never
and
once.
then-
I was never. Don't you paint me like in a picture like Jack Attack. There's no way.
Okay. I don't want to.
How many weeks
I would
have
like
I
to see
not
the
picked
roller
the
coaster.
Bills?
That's all. You pick the Bills often. You do. Now, I will say this. They've looked very, very, very good of late. And the area you were very concerned with the defense has looked legit. Yesterday in the rain against Dallas, they hung with Philly, traded blows there. They beat KC last week. They are still not in a playoff spot, but you have to feel pretty darn good about the Bills moving forward, Rhett. They got
They're
through
the
that
team
gauntlet.
no one wants to play if they make it into the playoffs.
When they win the division. What are you talking about? Home game. Let's go. I'll explain it in a moment. Here's Josh Allen. I felt like the kid that didn't do anything in the class project and still got an A. 97 yards or 94 yards passing. That's all right. That's what
He's
you
a
need to
game
do in
manager,
Buffalo.
hey? Isn't that what
Run
it is?
the
He's a game
ball.
manager. Felt good, hey, Rhett?
It did feel good. And you know what? Pinder has been right. One of the knocks on the Bills is their refusal to put any stock or effort into a running back. This Cook kid is talented, and they're finally using him the way he should be used.
Well, and you saw yesterday, too, you talk about things. Instead of maybe when you're in the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line, instead of going out of the shotgun when you've got Josh Allen, maybe do a little quarterback sneak.
Lean
The guy's
forward.
a friggin' monster. How many times have you seen that? They're at the 1, they go to the shotgun. Oh, and now it's 2nd and 5, and then it's a field goal. Let that big bugger run it in.
Yep.
Just don't. And you know what? I should say, this may change your tune. Our buddy Greg Keller, who again did so much for the Top Shelf
Cowboys.
Elf, good friend of ours. He's a big Cowboys fan. After the game, he was left to sit in his hot tub and drink whiskey to get over it.
I did see a picture of
Just be glad
Poor
you
Greg.
didn't fly out to Buffalo for that one, Greg. To get
T's and P's
pissed
to our
on in
buddy
the rain
Greg.
for 3 hours. Oof.
Yeah. Sorry.
Life's not fair sometimes. You cut a check for $5,000 for a charity, your team gets walloped the same week.
sorry, Greg.
But you don't have to. That's good. Can you do that again for those at home that maybe missed that?
No, you got to pay
Can't
attention.
repeat a joke. Can't repeat a joke. I like that. Yeah. But at least for for the Cowboys, it's not like you have to win on the road in the playoffs ever. So you'll be fine.
T. Higgins made a nice play. Jack highlighted
he
this one as one of his
T.
Hig
On my bench.
on your bench. Now you did start a dead guy. How did that go for you?
I started an injured guy, and I had at wide receiver, and I had 2 wide receivers with 15 plus.
Now hold that thought, because normally you'd be in trouble if you did that. Jack, does any of that ring familiar?
I also started a dead guy.
Guys, it's fucking playoffs. What are we doing here?
It's it's
What
the
are we doing
Thursdays and
here?
Saturdays and Sundays. There's a lot on the. I gotta get gifts.
Playoffs.
I'm not
Listen,
buying presents.
I was going to say, now you were in Detroit, you were on the road, you had a lot going on. And when we talked to Jack on Friday, I asked him, Jack, what do you got going on? Didn't you, Jack, you said you had a very busy weekend. What were you doing Saturday?
Yeah, we were watching football Saturday. Then we went to the Flames game. Then we went to Greta. We had to leave Greta.
Too much fun at Greta. And he
you
forgot
did,
to
yeah.
set his lineup. Sleepyhead.
So Rhett was traveling across different states and Jack was on his couch or having drinks.
Yeah, I
Hot
woke
tip.
up at 2 p.m. Sunday and
Oh,
realized
wow.
Hey, you know what? You had a great night.
You did.
I did
You
have
always do,
fun.
Greta. What was
You
your
always
what was
have
the
a
game
great
of
night,
choice,
Greta.
by the way?
The basketball.
Yeah, the pop shot's good. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. So yeah, in the playoffs, 2 of the best teams went head to head, Rhett and our boy Jacko, and both started corpses. And so it kind of evened itself out. I'm just absolutely beside myself as the commissioner. This is some hogwash.
My Robo choice team, top 4, baby.
And Dean, I hope you get a good night from Hertz, because the winner of these 2 idiots gets you next week if you can win.
No, yeah, if he wins, we get him.
Come on.
I already lost, didn't I? Is it
Come
over?
on. Yeah, you're
Devin
out.
Clare's
I
left?
would get you, Boom. Boom, if you could make it in.
I would love to get in, but I don't.
Come on,
it's
Boom.
not
Bring
very
it
good.
on, big
Hope's
boy.
a horrible thing. Don't even get there, Dean. Don't even get there. Let's look at the standings of the playoffs in the NFL. This is the AFC. Baltimore running away with things. Jack, remember when you told us the Ravens were no good, Cleveland was no good, and Cincinnati was no good? It was Pittsburgh's division.
Yeah,
All
and Rhett
three in the
told us that
playoffs.
Lamar was junk too, right?
He was last year. I was on my
Yeah.
bastard.
Now, Miami's got 10 wins. I still don't think they have a win against a team that's 500, as wild as that sounds.
You
And
can't
the
blame the
Bills-
schedule maker, Ryan. Come on now.
Well, they have played some teams over 500. They just lose to them. So,
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah, it's not like they're 14-0. So, Rhett, here's how the Bills do things. Miami has Baltimore, Dallas, Buffalo to finish. If they lost to Baltimore or Dallas, that wouldn't be surprising. The Bills have already beaten Miami, and so if they lose one of those two games before they play the Bills in week 19 or 18, I guess, Bills would win the division if they just win out and get a loss before they play Miami and beat them last week. Very simple, very easy. Not a problem.
Easy math. It sounded simple until you started to talk. So.
I was going to say, I think I made things more confusing.
Very convoluted.
Are the Jags any good, guys? We were talking about it. They were leading the AFC a couple weeks ago and felt like frauds. And all of a sudden, there's a tie there with Houston.
Why is Cleveland
and Indy
in there?
8-6.
Cincinnati doesn't have a quarterback. There's
half these guys have dead bodies.
what
Indy's
in the
quarterback
H
dead. Cincinnati's quarterback dead. Cleveland's quarterback dead. Like, this is wild what we're seeing in the wild cards here. NFC, let's go. Shall we? We know San Fran's very good. And of course they are. Philadelphia at 10-3. They play tonight, as we know, because Dino needs Hurts to go against Seattle. Seattle's not out of it. If they win, they could jump into that wild card spot in theory, or at least get into a tie. And Cowboys still not dead for the division either. There's some good football to be played yet, and hopefully someone can get over 500 in that NFC South. That's just gross. 7-7. Ugh.
Sounds like Geno Smith a long shot to play.
Drew lock
for
time.
Seattle. Yeah.
Oof. Rhett, that's a good look. You got to stay there the rest of the until Christmas passes. Remember when we showed you Draymond Green's new video game?
Love it.
They've already released a second edition of the game. It was so popular. Let's have a view.
Draymond's Hall of Pain Highlights Part 2.
And he got the one-game suspension for this, for swatting King James and the crown jewels.
It's the leg, guys. Watch the leg.
Oh, the inverted atomic drop.
Every time. That's the second time.
Tiger
knee. This is God. Now that was athletic. Hey, ref, look the other way. Oh, and a knee right down low. A second knee right to the groin. Man with a
Amazing graphics.
Bear hugs it. Brought to the ground. Look at this. German suplex.
Oh, suplex. Love to see that.
Suplex City.
Back.
Look at this. He's holding. It's
Oh, no, he's still going? Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah.
Wow.
A double foul is going to be called.
Oh no.
Oh.
Pile driver. On the hardwoods.
Yeah, I know. That's tough.
Stop.
Anyway, he's still indefinitely suspended. They're working through some stuff.
Whoever's doing those videos is doing amazing
The Lord's work. The
It's
Lord's
really good.
work. Rhett, I didn't know you were a drummer, but I did know you liked ZZ Top. Here's a video that we got sent to us from Buffalo.
Detroit.
Rumors spreading around down in Texas town.
You went up to grab the pole, but it wasn't there anymore.
Friday night got ahead of me.
Yeah, because see, he's playing. He's got the sticks. He's playing the framing of the tent there.
Oh,
not as agile as you get older, Red. You can't be doing those things anymore.
It's a cymbal crash right there.
It's, you know what it is? It's your inner ear thing, right? It's the vertigo.
I got to stay on level ground.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Finally, we never really came up with a good last place punishment for fantasy football. It's something that I yearn for, and maybe I'll never achieve it. It's like, what is the meaning of life? What is the best punishment for last place in a fantasy league? We're still accepting submissions. This is from Nashville. I stock at that I could see that going up as a poster every year. You get your last place guy.
Christmas card.
tarp off. I suck at fantasy football on your chest with the old fairy wings behind you. Love to see it.
We should be able to shoot you with a paintball gun.
We'll just have to agree on it and see who finishes last next year.
Yeah.
Next year. Always next year.
Next year. Hey, I
Jack, what do you owe me? I didn't even get a bet in with Jack.
Because this year
we gave you all week to get a bet sorted out. Embarrassing.
Because if we were going to do a punishment this year for whoever finished last, who we don't know what the punishment would have been. Who would have been on the receiving end?
I think it would probably be me. I don't.
It's a good point to bring up, Dean, because it's always usually it's announced.
I'll take a gander. Let me just take a.
It's usually talked about without.
Me.
Oh,
it is me.
So 3 and 11.
3.
It was brought up at the draft. We need a punishment for last place, and there was nothing put forth, and so we remain without a punishment for last.
And lowest in points for about 120.
Vindictive to punish someone retroactively. Anyway, look forward to next year's punishment.
How many chicken nuggets is that then?
100. That's 100 chicken nuggets.
100?
Yes.
Yeah.
However far back the last place is
100 how many?
Fours.
It was about 120, I think.
I can do 120 over the next 17
Get
weeks.
Casey, Greta,
Yeah.
get the friggin' deep fryer warmed up. Pinder's coming back.
And in the markets, the price of chicken has gone up. That's your Pinder Report, fellas.
There you go. Pinder Report, a presentation. It felt like a Greta in a way, but also Village Honda. New in-stock inventory on the ground. All new vehicle pricing is always MSRP. Winter months have been pretty easy here so far. November, December have been quite comfortable. Don't sleep on it. If you need some service on your vehicle, don't wait. You're maybe doing some traveling on the weekend. Get your vehicle in this week and get that service done that you know needs to be done before you hit the road. All at Village Honda. VillageHonda.com is the website. I saw you do, what was it, 42?
Yeah, it was 42.
You had room for more.
How many more could he get in, Dean?
How much more time would I have? My pace was just going. I was about a half hour a nugget at the end.
It slowed considerably for sure.
Incredibly. I didn't think it could slow that much.
Would you do it differently? Sauces, beverages?
No, I just think I wouldn't do it again. So I wouldn't have to worry about doing anything differently.
Well, with your attitude and effort in some of these things, you're not going to have any choice. You're terrible.
You were there, Dean. So I wonder what takeaways you had if you had to do such punishment.
I thought that what I noticed is I just thought you got a little incoherent. You kind of.
I kept losing track. And
these nuggets are getting bigger. What's happening? He's accusing me of putting more nuggets on his plate. What did you do? Why are they bigger? You were kind of getting a little.
I was.
Yeah.
It was, You panic.
I think the next, what it would be is just we do something other than nuggets.
Right.
We'd find some other item that would. Was he saying something there?
Chestnuts, maybe.
No. It is. We talk about Christmas is coming. Vina Nova.
Oh, baby.
There is still time. If you're panicked and you look at it, wait a minute. So today's Monday. It's the 18th. Is Christmas still on the 25th?
I believe it's
still a week. Yeah. A week.
And you can't get it the morning of.
No.
Not open.
It's going to be the weekend ahead of that. The Sunday things are. Oh no.
And I mean, you can get, hey, it's an empty box that you just opened. Listen, but look, I've got a receipt here on my phone. I just bought something today for you.
The IOU booklet I've got them off and they horse shit and they
will not fly.
Fake and doesn't work.
Not going to fly. Vinanova.com, or you go in store to their lovely location in Stephen Avenue Place, second floor, Stephen Avenue Place. Now you can go in and you can kind of look around, or you can take a little bit of guidance. It was Justin's idea, which is not something he pulled out of thin air. I should find the email. He says, we got a bunch of the guys coming in and they're using the barn burner, promo code and they're mentioning, but some of the guys really don't know what they're looking for.
They don't have a clue.
So on one hand, fellas, buddies, thanks for supporting Vina Nova. That's great. But we're here to give you a little bit more assistance. We have the 3 stars. So there's the boomer pick right there, a halo ring in white gold. And you can see there, look at that. That's going to be a winner. Not an IOU. That's going to be a very solid win for you. And again, you're going to get a Barn Burner discount with the Barn Burner hashtag. We'll tell you about
brag about yours. Come on, let's get to the main event here.
All right. This is the diamond. Look at this. The beautiful necklace. The Pinder pick.
Show some class, people.
Yellow gold, half carat, oval diamond solitaire. There's you see the price. And remember now, this is the price with the Barn Burner discount.
This is a special. Yes.
And this is also in addition to it, the discount and the savings that you're getting because it's lab grown diamonds as opposed to the other dirty, gross diamonds that you're going to get from out of the ground. These are the pristine lab grown. So there you go. The diamond teardrop necklace. That is the Pinder pick. And yes, Warner has one as well.
Oh, yeah.
The earrings, almost 2 carats of diamonds.
Yowzers.
A big
lot
look.
Of carats.
It's a lot of carats. Big look. This is the pop for the price. Now, again, we get it. Not an insignificant purchase price, but again, the discount for Barn Burner plus what you would pay for dirty mine diamonds is night and day.
If you want to see the 3 stars, Dino, VinaNova.com/barnburner. No one else has access to these deals. It's just our buddies, and there's no link on the main page. So you got to go VinaNova.com/barnburner. This is a buddies only promotion for Justin.
Do it.
That's right. He knows, right? The old nutcracker there. He knows.
Yes.
VinaNova.com/barnburner to get those deals. Those are the 3. And then again, if that's not what you're after, they have the wide array. Go in store, go online, but get it done. As Justin and his staff, they're really doing everything they can to help make your Christmas a huge success. VinaNova.com/barnburner. How you do that? Well, let's because no one had the Monday Night Football game in their Betway bets, correct?
No one tough pick this Monday nighter. No, couldn't go with it.
Yeah.
I need more info about these injuries. We couldn't be making those decisions on Friday.
How are we supposed to know?
How are we supposed to know? Come on now. It's not fair, right? We're only human. I mean, we're great, but greatness has limits. What is our spread for this game tonight? I'm looking right now.
Probably nachos.
I would think it's moving
not
towards
that kind of
Philly
spread.
a fair amount, given the Drew Lock news.
It is the Eagles -3.5.
Okay, it's pretty steady.
The over/under 45.5 in Seattle. I wonder what the weather is. Jack, what's the weather in Seattle?
Rainy.
Is that right?
You're guessing.
You son of a bitch. I'm going to pull this up.
Rainy. So yeah, it doesn't sound like Geno Smith's going. Could be Drew Lock, and on the other side, Marcus Mariota. If Jalen Hurts can't go, but to Frank's point, you probably don't private jet out your quarterback if he's not going to play.
And by the way, 8 o'clock, this evening tonight, 8 degrees, 80% chance of rain, 1 to 3 millimeters. Jack nailed it.
Why are you doubting Jack? See, why can't
it's rain?
Why do you hate
Just
Jack?
Backing up Jack.
All right.
Love Jack.
So long as, we went to all that. None of us had the game for tonight because.
Oh, you could still go to the Betway app and bet on tonight's game if you
want.
want.
Get the Betway app for sure.
Good idea.
Get the Betway app by all means, and then bet the responsible way with our buddies at Betway. Let's take a look back. Here were the picks going back to Friday.
Oh, the Boomcat.
Boom goes 2 for 3. Kansas City. It was a little dodgy for a while. I won't lie to you. But the Chiefs do cover 8 points. New Orleans 5.5, and did not. Anyway,
Green
Bay
picks are my picks. Those look like those are my picks.
Well, there was a lot of overlap last week.
Okay.
Yeah. So a 2 for 3. I moved to 23-19 after week 15. Respectable. That's especially considering I was in a horrible downspin and just had an 0 for 3 week last week.
Buddy,
Anyway,
that's a nice bounce back. Don't beat yourself up.
thanks, pal. See, joy.
Joy.
'Tis the season. There's the Pinder picks.
Not
Green
bad.
Bay you had, didn't work out. You did
Buddies.
have Miami.
We are almost back to 500, which would be incredible after an 11-game losing streak.
And there again, big spread with San Fran.
Right.
Don't worry.
You're terrible at football, Pinder.
Dude,
I've
been on a heater for
He has been.
I've been on a heater for a month.
I
trying to
love
get out
how
of the
you
hole.
spin like you're like the team that finishes 27th in the NHL. But man, the last 3 weeks, we were really giving her.
But remember, why did
Mark
you
Jankowski scoring 4 goals in a meaningless
Yeah,
game? Maybe
tied
2
up.
against Vegas.
Joe Colburn? Didn't Joe
Yeah,
Colburn
Joe
do
Colburn.
that?
Oh, I got to 19.
Yeah. Now, and Zadorov last year. Look how it worked for
Yeah,
him. Now
14.
but again, what has been the secret to your turnaround?
Going exact opposite George.
Yeah, going against what your gut tells you.
Exactly. Works.
Hey, the proof
Oh,
is in
Rhett
the
2
proof.
and 1. Holding off, Dean. Look at this. Great work.
Rhett goes 2 for 3. We all got suckered in by Green Bay. Man, we talked. You know what? Because Rhett, you were doing the hockey thing. We talked about this game on Friday about Buffalo. Buffalo -2 at home. If Dallas hadn't been winning, what would that number be in a different kind of universe? Probably this is the game where Dallas goes on the road and just when everybody falls in love with Dak and the Cowboys, it's exactly what happens. So easy cover for Buffalo -2. And you also had the Dolphins who cruise. Hey, Tyreek Hill, don't worry. -9.5.
I hated taking the Dolphins, but
Well, they just lost last week, but other than that, they've been on a heater.
And you said it's the Jets. And look at Jack. Jack
Oh, wow.
also laying numbers. San Fran, he's not afraid. Miami, big deal.
It's the other one there. I can't see that top one.
I can't either. Is it
Jack, could you read that for us, please? That top pick, if you don't mind.
Smudged.
Pittsburgh sucks.
Smudged.
Should have never fired Canada.
He literally spent 2 months smearing the man's name at every turn.
We can't see the pick. It's smudged. I'm sorry, Jack.
Now, to be fair, there might be butter on Rhett's screen, but
It could be, yeah. Or the Nutcracker and Snowman maybe in the road.
smudgy.
So what's
Oh.
happening, Jack?
I don't know. This team's broken, I think.
Oh.
Well, they just announced today Mason Rudolph's in. He's been rallying for Mason Rudolph.
Well, 'tis
for
the
a couple
season.
weeks.
You know,
It is the
That's
season.
right.
if it's Christmas week and you don't go with Rudolph, that's just bad coaching.
Seriously. Are you done picking the Steelers again? You've already can't quit on them 2 or 3 times this
Yeah,
year.
when does it happen
I
again?
thought I was done last week, and then I picked them.
Here
This
they
week for
are.
some-
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
You did do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
So now-
again will I pick the Steelers. You know, guys, this is just an easy spot here. Steelers
Well-
plus 1.5.
I got the stat. Mason Rudolph is 3-0 in his career against the Bengals. So we,
See,
we
he's-
might go back.
He's not
Go
off
with it,
them.
man.
He's
You
not
got,
off
you got to run. You got to stick to your guns, big
He'll
fella.
get some points too, because Cincinnati's
Jack.
been respectable.
Has Tomlin ever not had a winning record?
Nope. There we
So
go.
he's either due or
Easy money.
he's gonna. Oh, he's totally doubling down. He's going back. I can't wait for Friday.
I was going to say I can't wait for our boozy picks on Friday. Should be great.
We better get those. Write that down. We gotta get those picks done early on Friday.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Brett's gonna be taking 2 teams in the same game again. I think that's what happened last year on the Boozy Show. At least he goes
Bills.
1 for 2.
I can pick them right now. The Bills, the Cowboys.
Still in the Cowboys even after that?
Oh, Dak Attack next week is going to light
Bounce
it.
back. All right. Well, I can't wait. It'll be fun.
Poor Jack. You talk about having vertigo from going up and down.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Getting
Jack just must
boxed
be
about this.
just be dizzy all the time. Oh, let's see what's on the menu for
So-
DoorDash. We've got football, we've got hockey, of course, with DoorDash. It's all on the menu. Ordering is easy. Just open the DoorDash app. Choose from what do you want? When do you want it? Where do you want it? How do you want it? It's any way you want it with DoorDash. Super simple. For a limited time, our listeners and viewers get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter promo code NATION25, NATION25, and that'll trigger the deal. And you'll be sitting at home watching football or hockey or both and loving life courtesy of DoorDash. Pinder, what's on the menu tonight?
Well, fellas, we're going to start with that Monday Night Football game with the Eagles in Seattle in the rain against Drew Lock. We'll see if Hertz is there. But don't let there be any hunger hurts, Rhett. Get something nice ordered for that game, because when that's done, you're going to be busy with the Tkachuk to Calgary game. Also, Sam Bennett, Ryan Lomberg, fellow former Flames organizational members coming back. 7:30 puck drop at the Dome. That's what's on the menu for DoorDash.
There you go. Thank you, DoorDash. Dash that for the win with DoorDash.
What are you ordering today, Rhett?
Beef ribs. Or
So
barbecue.
never even hesitated.
Barbecue ribs.
Doesn't
Not
even
beef.
take a
They
moment.
can be beef or pork, but ribs for sure.
Ribs. Ribs. Are you going to join the festive tone of the show tomorrow, Ryan? Are you going to try and keep up with the Joneses here?
I think I should. Yep. I think it's a great idea. If you guys are looking like that, I can't be, what's his name? The guy that doesn't believe in the three spirits.
That's right.
Visit. The Scrooge McDuck? No, not him. The other guy like that.
Scrooge is like that too.
Yep.
That guy. The Grinch. You too.
You just need to
I mean, my heart needs to grow 3 sizes, right?
you need some joy.
Joy.
Right there. Bring some joy to your life.
Oh, joy's hot.
Yeah.
Settle down.
Smoke show.
This episode of Barn Burner is brought to you by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/FlamesNation and get on your way to being your best self. We've been talking about a lot here the last couple of weeks. Yes, we're excited for the holidays. A lot of people are excited. I remember I was thinking about this on the weekend. It goes back years ago. I was working small town grocery store, and we would deliver groceries, which all of a sudden is a big new thing. We were doing it back before it was cool. Anyway, and there was an older gentleman. I think it was Christmas Eve, delivered groceries, and everybody's in they're in great spirits. Hey, Merry Christmas, this and that, and delivering this gentleman's groceries. And you could just feel this was not a good time for him. This was not something he was celebrating. And he just said, so when are you guys open again? Because you're closed tomorrow, and just whatever it was going to be about 3 days before the grocery store. It just dawned on me that this is more of an inconvenience for this poor guy because he can't get his groceries. Everything's going to be closed. This is not an exciting or happy time for him. And I got thinking about that guy this weekend, and not to say that this would be an answer for him necessarily, but Christmas isn't universal joy. And if it's kind of one of those things for you, whether it be family or friends or lack thereof, maybe online therapy is something that could be an answer for you. It's therapy. You get into some issues with a licensed therapist, you fill out a questionnaire, and from there, they'll set you up with a therapist that looks to have kind of like-minded. They have experience in those sorts of things that you're maybe dealing with. And if it doesn't work out, you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. But it's entirely online. So easy then to find spots in your schedule. It's convenient. It's flexible. And then you work away at a few things, talk some things out, and try and find some strategies to help cope with things, get in front of things a little bit better. Or if they do come up out of the blue and where it maybe would kind of pull you down or really affect your mood negatively, you can kind of handle things a little bit differently with some help from BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/FlamesNation today. You'll get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FlamesNation. There you go.
What was the story in that, the one where the ghosts of Christmas past? That was you visiting yourself in the future. Was that not what that was?
I will always love Christmas.
Okay, good.
Even if it's just me sitting by myself. I'd be happier then, actually.
The most, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the other way around. It's like my house is full of people and joy and
more in-laws.
It's a good thing I love Christmas. But no, it was felt for that guy. Anyway, ending on a high note with some joy. What do we feel about this game tonight? We don't Flames back-to-back wins?
Whew. Why do I feel like what I would think we would pick for most of these games would be like a hard-fought, close game that they just get edged out by a team with more talent? Am I crazy?
Last year beat them twice, if you recall.
They usually have a tough time on that Southeast Division gauntlet run where they got Carolina and Tampa there, back-to-backs. Huh.
Last game of the road trip for for Florida. Their road trip, where was it here? They had Columbus to Seattle, to Vancouver, to Edmonton, and then finishing up in Calgary.
Flames win.
Okay.
4-1.
Right. They got shut out in their two games before going to Edmonton and putting up a 5 spot against was it Pickard or Skinflint? I think it was Pickard that was in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't believe that Husk is going with Markstrom.
Jeez.
Controversy. Yeah, controversy.
Overtime. Smelling a little overtime.
Are you?
Yep.
Is it a late start?
7:30. It's kind of late. But in the holidays, this close to the holidays, it's not that late, is it?
Not late at all.
Everyone's mailing it in at this point anyway, right?
No. Now I really
list today.
Pardon me?
Thought we were doing the list.
I have it.
We're gonna get some support, some visual support for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
And I think maybe we should do some off-air. And again, this is Ryan's thing. All we can do, Rhett, for me and you, is either make some suggestions or just kind of observe. This is Ryan's wheelhouse. So
and there's a
Ryan
couple that are a little more work, but they're sensational. And I just don't know if we have
Shovel won't mind.
If the shoveler's in and Dean's here, we're going to be in good shape.
As we always say, it's a pindocracy. What Pinder says goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting very excited.
Good.
Very excited. Yeah.
When he comes up with the list, I think you, like a fine restaurant, should have a matching plate of food to go with it.
Really, a sampler,
too,
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a charcuterie place down the street. That wouldn't be the worst idea.
Mm-hmm.
I was also thinking this week, I was saying to Ryan before it's how it goes, and this is how it is, I'm sure, for everybody. Last week, you just kind of meander through your week, and then it hit, it's a week away. Well, what do we have to get done? Oh, everything.
Yeah.
So who's coming over for Christmas dinner? 14 people. Okay, well, we'll need some food for that, I guess. Do we have wait a minute. Because I know Santa takes care of the stockings, but
right.
do you think Santa's done anything for the stockings?
We saw Santa on the weekend. He was at the Banff Springs.
I
and we
saw
put
that
in there. That was
What's
crazy.
He's busy.
I can't believe he's taking
Claus?
that kind of time this close to Christmas. Get to work, Jack.
Risky business.
So anyway, I was thinking I might do my get ahead gravy one day for the show this week.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Jack just started clapping. He's
Can't do it Friday, obviously, because we'll be doing that thing. But maybe because that gravy, don't worry about it. It can sit and it just gets happier by the day.
Better.
Happier by the day.
Wednesday.
All right. Well, we got to do something else on Wednesday. Anyway, hey everybody, have a great Monday.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Would you?
My dog puked in our bed last night. The worst.
Which one?
The big boy.
So hang on, is Jack's buddy your dog? Is that what?
Yeah, he had a Steelers jersey on. It's like Roethlisberger hasn't played for get out of here. My wife characterized it as maybe the worst, the most disgusting thing that we have ever endured. And I said, babe, we had 3 kids.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And she said, yeah, I know. It was horrendous.
The bed is such a not great place to puke.
It's not a great place for anyone.
That's of all the places you could puke.
Yeah.
Don't know that there's anything worse than a bed.
Yeah, it was a bad one. So I'm very tired today, but I have a lot to do.
Well, we'll see you tomorrow, Dean.
Yeah, can't wait for it.
You know what?
Hey,
Take Afterburner off tonight, okay?
Thanks, buddy.
Cammy and I'll do it.
Nice. Afterburner on the Flames Nation YouTube.
Yep.
And that'll be after the Panthers and Flames. Have a great day. Treat everybody great. Get in the spirit. Make sure those batteries in your necklace there is battery operated.
This one's not working.
Okay. There you go.
I got shit to do now too.
There you go. Have a great day, everybody. Peace, love. See you, buddies.
Preach.